Welcome back. This week we're exploring spiritual bypassing. So have you ever told yourself, I'm not my thoughts, I'm just consciousness, it's all divine anyway, but then still found yourself triggered, reactive, or emotionally overwhelmed? Then this video is for you. If you've ever wondered why you can access deep spiritual states but still struggle in relationships, this video is for you. If any of that resonates, this teaching might just change how you see your spiritual path entirely. Hi, William Pearce. And this week we're talking about something subtle and potentially dangerous called spiritual bypassing. Perhaps you've heard of it. And Tantra has a very clear stance on it. Spiritual bypassing, it says, happens when someone believes my real nature is pure, unconditioned light, so I don't need to work on any of this messy mind, as Harish writes into in his book Tantra Illuminated. It sounds elevated, but according to Harish, Tantra calls it a dangerous delusion. Why? Because no matter how good you are at accessing the divine within you, life still lifes, which means your conditioned mind is going to get triggered by something, someone, sometime. And that's okay. In fact, it's to be expected. And what other people experience from you is not your mystical insight, it's your integration. Because without integration, you can end up split. One part of you feeling unbounded and divine, and the other part reactive, defensive, avoidant, collapsed. This can create a subtle spiritual split personality, the spiritual ego, as it's known as or been referred to, or at least that I refer to it as. And Tantra rejects this completely. Other people don't experience your enlightenment, they experience your integration. Tantra teaches that awakening to your essence nature, your individual divine self, is real. You can directly experience yourself as untouched by conditioning. But that is not liberation. Liberation occurs when your mind aligns with your essence, when your body-mind becomes clear and strong enough to be a vessel for divine energy. If divine awareness is not flowing through your personality, your nervous system, your behaviour, you're not fully liberated, Tantra says. Harish goes on to state how Tantra utterly rejects the idea that the goal is to retreat into some safe, detached soul state, to hide oneself away in the mountains in a cave. That's closer to Patanjali's classical yoga, whereas in Tantra, the divine must flow through you, not away from the world, but integrated into it. Awakening is touching the divine. Liberation is becoming a vessel for it. Here's something people misunderstand. Tantra does not seek to destroy the ego, it seeks to rehabilitate it. A healthy ego in service of the divine core, this integration becomes easier and more joyful after awakening. First you recognize your essence nature, then the conditioned mind slowly reorganizes around it, like dipping a tea bag into water. Over time, it becomes more tea than it does water. Same idea. This stage, when the conditioned mind has slowly reorganized, is called Anavasamavesha, individual divine immersion. Only after that integration stabilizes can a deeper awakening unfold, where your individual divinity dissolves into universal divinity. This is called Shakta Samavesha. but you cannot skip levels. And bypassing is, my friend, trying to skip. Good effort. The Tantra also makes something very subtle clear, that awakening and liberation are real, that they are necessary concepts in this human experience, that they inspire practice, but that eventually even the concept of liberation must dissolve. Harish writes, liberation is complete when we are no longer waiting to be liberated. At a certain stage, you'll discover you're not walking a path to reach a destination. No, you're walking a path to learn how to walk it. Path and goal merged. And this is crucial, this teaching is not for beginners, because if introduced too early, it can encourage bypassing. If someone hears there is nothing to attain before they've integrated anything, they may use it to avoid discipline, to avoid practice. Tantra is precise. There is directionality on the path, but it's not about becoming something better. It's about dissolving what prevents recognition of what's always been there. Liberation is not becoming better. It's dissolving what's obscuring you from recognizing what's already there. So for those walking the spiritual path, yes, awakening is real. If you're not fully free, yes, you can be. Non-Dual Shaiva Tantra offers practical guidance to actualize this, but integration is what is key. Not peak states, not chasing dragons, not spiritual identity, but integration. Learning to integrate these teachings into everyday life so that they become a part of you and are expressed through you, rather than something etheric to reach towards, strive, and attain by removing yourself from everyday life. The divine flowing through your humanity, that is what it invites. So, if this teaching clarified something for you, even just a smidge, especially if you've ever wondered whether you yourself have been bypassing, then there is a full quiz linked in the description to support your integration of these teachings. You can take the quiz, and if you want the answers, you can get them completely free just by following the link in the description. And if you're feeling called to go deeper, an invitation to work one-on-one, online and in person. Online through the Clarity Protocol, and in person through tantric trekking, retreat that gets to explore and expand that Clarity Protocol. And for couples, Tiffany and I, we offer contact massage, a 3-hour guided journey, an experience, so you can learn to connect with your partner beyond words into deeper intimacy. And for those seeking relational mastery, you can join the Sex Prayers Institute of Intimacy. This is our undertaking, is what we're creating, sharing with the world, for spiritually conscious leaders and couples committed to relational mastery, who don't just want ideas, but integration. So if that's you, well, I trust I'll be speaking with you soon. See you in the next transmission, and thanks for joining.